in this game.
Indeed, and controlling the opening tip is Alabama A&M. Moses Davenport coming down with the rock. She'll get it over to Rakia Beal, but then the ball is tapped away and stolen by Nakia Cheatham, and Cheatham gets stopped in the tracks by Kayla Walker of Alcorn State. She just couldn't get her hands on it, Coach.
Right, you know, they made me check that ball because that ball went off for 3 different people. Nobody could control that one. Alcorn's coming out in this 1-3-1 zone, slowing the Lady Bulldogs up, and they're doing exactly what I expected them to put the ball on the block, and they missed that.
Lady Bulldogs trying to go inside the Moses Davenport. Her fly was tipped and missed. Alcorn controls the rebound, and now they will roll with their offense. Move from right to left on your television screen or mobile device or iPad, wherever you're watching Swag TV. We do appreciate you. Here's an open three-pointer right there by Alcorn State. Nothing doing by Nakia Cheatham. Rebound corralled by Davenport. Should get over to to Kayla Walker. Now they want to try to go
with some size down on that block and take advantage of it.
Indeed, Alcorn State coming into this game with a 2-0 record. They got wins over in-state rival Jackson State, and then they went down I-65 the other night and beat Alabama State. Here's Alcorn trying to run something right here. Maya Hunkin-Clater can't do anything, so she'll swing it back around over to Shariah Hunt. Now Alcorn's got it in the hands of their post player, Krishante Walker. Now over to
every avenue that Alcorn tried to attack, the Bulldogs and the Lady Bulldogs were ready for it.
Indeed. Of course, Alabama A&M coached by Dawn Thornton in her second year, the Mississippi native, beating her alma mater the other night.
And then Alcorn's coached by Nate Kilford, the veteran.
You're right, the veteran, and
they call that ball out of bounds. Now they're giving it to the Lady Bulldogs.
Well, hey, they had to go ahead and just chat it up and figure out what the heck was going on, so we can keep rolling right here on this broadcast. Here's Kayla Walker. She's going to pull up for 3 points, hit the back iron, and nothing doing. Ball tipped around. Rebound goes to Hunt for Alcorn State. Lady Braves wearing their purple uniform with gold letters, gold number, and they've got the race car checkered going down the side design-wise.
Right. There's a lot of chatter in the building. The crowd's engaged. But right now, both of these teams, there's a steal.
All stolen by Samaya McIntosh. And McIntosh finishes with the lefty layup on the fast break layup right there for Alabama A&M. She puts the Bulldogs on top 2-0.
Right. And now I see how Alcorn is holding people down in terms of scoring. On the offensive end, they try to hold it.
Indeed. Clater tries the three-pointer, nothing doing. Beal coming down with the rebound. She's going to now try to push it. Beal didn't have the greatest night as a player here at Alabama A&M the other evening. She's trying to rebound off of that. She misses the running floater. Ball taking out of the hands of Moses Davenport and goes to the hands of Henderson. Here's Henderson now trying to drive on Beal, getting into the lane. Beal stops her in the track. She'll swing it over to Walker. Walker pulls up from the high post.
Patient on the offensive end, they're cutting down the number of possessions you get. That's part of the reason why they have jumped out there with this scoring, being one of the top defensive teams.
Well, also add this too, Coach. One thing I've noticed in these first couple of possessions, along with looking at the tape when I watched them against Alabama State yesterday on Swag TV, as Moses Davenport pulls up. Oh, it goes in and out. Jada Belton coming down with the rebound. She's going to go up strong. She can't finish. And there's a scrum for the ball. Belton comes up with the rock, kicks it out over to Beal. Here's Beal. She'll swing it around to Walker. Walker tries the three. In and out. Oh, it does not go down. Ball tipped around. Good crashing of the board by Moses Davenport. And she puts it back. Bulldogs lead 4-0. That was a mouthful right there.
Right, and I'm going to tell you something. Alabama A&M's best offense might be just shoot it and go get it. They're doing a great job of crashing the glass.
Indeed. So as I was saying, with Alcorn State, I was watching the film the other day, and they literally use every single second of the shot clock that they can to basically limit possessions for the opposition.
Right.
That's what Coach Nate is going with this year.
And it's working for them because in the conference play now, they're holding teams to 40 points a game. Overall, it's still pretty good. 53 points. I'm sorry, 64 points per game.
Yes, sir. Kayla Walker misses the... Mic not on. Hey, we'll go back to Oshawa in just a short minute. Anyway, anyway, we'll keep back with the action right here. Here's a pump fake going inside by Henderson, and then we've got a
Nevertheless, it's going to be two shots in there for Henderson.
All right, Belton's hand is complete.
Right, that's what I'm saying. Yep.
They're going off of maybe the body-to-body contact in that situation. And I guess it also depends on who actually called the whistle from a vantage point.
Right, that's what it was. That official that made that call was behind her.
Here's Anaya Palmer in the paint, and she's going to pull up and head straight.
She's one of the most athletic people that's on the floor.
She goes 2 for 2 on a trip to the charity stripe. Our brand new score, 8-2 as we approach the 5-minute mark here in the first quarter. So here's Alcorn State. They'll get it over to the high post.
Post up Kayla Walker that time. That's why they threw it across the top.
All right, so here's Alabama A&M swinging it back around. Kayla Walker thought about a three-pointer and said she'll get over the Beal. Now they go inside to Davenport. Ball is stolen away by Kiera Henderson.
Right. Beal had the right idea. She just should have put a little air on that ball, and it would have been a perfect pass.
Here's Henderson spinning in the lane. The turnaround jumper goes in and out. Long rebound corral right here by McIntosh. Here comes Beal now. Beal swings over to Walker, back over to Beal. Beal's going to drive baseline. Pull up on the baseline. Shot way off the mark. Ball. Of course, Davenport was the one that actually tapped it out of bounds. And now I'm going back in my brain and thinking, okay, yeah, she was over the back too. So that's where you get it on the loose ball foul. Lady Bulldogs on top 8-2. We're close to 4-minute mark here in Huntsville, Alabama. We appreciate you checking us out here on SWAC TV.
Alcorn very patient on the offensive end.
Here's Lauren Nelson. She's in the game for the first time. She gets stopped in her tracks. Alcorn's got 2 seconds to go, and number 2, that is Cheatham putting up the fadeaway jumper, and it's up and good for Alcorn State, cutting the lead down to 8-4.
Right, Cheatham's their leading scorer. I see why. She's got a lot in her game. Good pass.
Good up and under right there by Moses Davenport, and she puts her team back up by 6. Alabama A&M's going to work the high-low game as much as possible, as you see.
Right, as long as Alcorn's going to stay in that 1-3-1, that bottom person is their suspect.
Indeed, here comes Alabama A&M now, moving from left to right on your television screen. Kayla Walker with a full head of steam. She'll dribble out of the paint. Now they go inside once again to Davenport. A turnaround jumper is good. Moses Davenport starting to heat up for the Alabama A&M. The Lady Bulldogs are now on top, 12-4.
Right, Davenport is just too big for the people that they got down on that baseline. He's going to have to come out of that 1-3-1.
Davenport 2 of 4 on the evening for, 3 of 5 on the evening for 6 points. She's got 6 of the 12 points for Alabama A&M thus far. Here's Nelson. She's going to try a three-pointer from the far wing. Nothing doing.
Walker with the push.
Indeed, here's Walker. She's going to go to take everybody on, and Walker scores off of the top of the scoreboard. The backboard. 14-4 is our brand new score. Bulldogs now on top.
Yeah, and see, you see what Alcorn's doing? They're walking the ball down the floor. They're in their little horn set this time.
It's Hunkin Clater. She'll swing it over to Cheatham. Cheatham, a grad from Clarksdale, Mississippi. And there's another steal right here by Rakia Beal. She looks up, gets to Nia Palmer. Palmer finishes with the fast break layup. 16-4 is our brand new score. And that's got this crowd really into it here in Huntsville, Alabama.
Right now, the Lady Bulldogs hitting on all cylinders, man. They're being active on the defensive end, getting in the passing lanes and getting easy baskets.
Henderson swings it over to Nelson. Back to the hands of Hunkin Clater. And there's a shot off the mark. A rebound corral by Davenport.
All right, now Coach Don Thornton is giving Walker the instructions what she wants to see.
Beal thought about a three-pointer. Instead, she's going to dribble it inside. Gets it over to Walker. Walker will take a three. It's off the mark. The rebound goes down to Alcorn State. Here comes Henderson. Gets stopped in the track still by McIntosh at half court. We'll get it over to Hunkin Claytor. Back in the hands of Cheatham. Excuse me, not Cheatham. This is Milan Moore, the Chicago native, with her pink shoes, being guarded by Moses Davenport in this situation. She pulls up from the charity stripe, hits the back iron. No.
Good job by Davenport that time, defending the guard. And now Coach Thornton is slowing them down.
Indeed, we've got about an 8-second difference between shot clock and game clock. Here's Beal. She'll get it over to Palmer on the baseline. Going inside to Davenport. And Moses Davenport is just controlling this game in the paint. She's already got 8 of Alabama A&M's 18 points. Lady Bulldogs on top by 14. 10 seconds to go here in the first quarter.
Yeah, too big, too strong down there. And she gets the block.
Indeed. Here comes Davenport. 1 second to go. They've got to get it.
Thank you, Mo. On Thursday night, the Alabama A&M Bulldogs played JSU Tigers with an 11-point lead win. Today, they're looking to defend their second rank in the SWAC conference. Back to you guys.
All right, Najee Walker with our sideline report. Here's a drive inside by Alcorn State's Lauren Nelson. Nothing doing. Good defense by Alabama A&M's Jada. Goes back over to Alcorn State.
Right, that was Walker trying to get it to Wembley there.
Of course, this is the first of 2 games going down here in Huntsville, Alabama. About 30 minutes after conclusion of this one, it'll be the Alabama A&M men playing host to the Alcorn State Braves. What should be a fine battle was there. Here's a pull-up jumper right there by Hunkin Claytor. Nothing doing.
And they're putting on the block.
Turnaround floater. J is up and good for Alabama A&M's Kamaya Griffin.
Yep.
20-4 is our brand new score.
Yep. You can see Alabama A&M being very intentional about getting that ball inside.
Here's another shot off the mark right there by Alcorn, and then we've got a whistle. Here's a fadeaway jumper from the corner. Nothing doing once again for Cheatham. A rebound corralled by Alabama A&M's Griffin. She'll get it over to Vanessa Wimberly, making her first appearance in the game today. Wimberly hands it off to Walker trying to create separation right here. She's guarded by Amber Scott. She'll get it back over to Wimberly, back in the hands of Walker. Over to the corner now, it'll be Beal. Beal pulls up on the baseline and scores for Alabama A&M, 22-4.
Good ball movement by the Lady Bulldogs, and then Beal shot that ball with a lot of confidence.
Indeed, you just saw head coach Dawn Thornton. Now she's at the top of your screen as Alcorn tries to cut into this lead one way or the other. Here's a drive right here. A good look, but nothing doing for the Lady Braves. So Beal's going to try to drive now. They'll swing it over into the hands of Beal once again. Oh, she had almost an ankle breaker right there as Cheatham lost her foot.
Yeah. But Alcorn's going to be intentional about the zone, and Alabama A&M, they're going to keep moving the basketball, but now with 4 seconds, they got boom.
Turnaround fadeaway by Walker is...
Right, that's the first real bad possession that the Lady Bulldogs had in this game. Now Alabama A&M's been doing a pretty good, decent job with this man-to-man defense. They're pressuring Alcorn.
Indeed, Alcorn's got the ball right here at the top of the key, and Lauren Nelson's going to dribble it out. Now she's going to take a three-pointer, and how about the bank is still open at 2:25 p.m. Central Standard Time for Nelson.
Yeah, you know you be living right when a shot like that goes in.
Indeed. 22-7 is our score now. Alabama A&M out in front by 15. Vanessa Wimberly goes to the high post to Griffin. They'll swing it around in the corner. Here's a wide open look by Field. In and out. Rebound. Jada Belton. Belton gets her shot blocked right there by at the perfect position for that putback, and she got a clean block off. And here's Bill off the inbounds. Misses. Davenport got the rock, and then Bill comes down with the rock, and I'm not sure that's how you really wanted to draw up that play with Bill catching the ball in midair. But hey, she'll catch it and shoot it right there from the near wing and knock it down.
That's a better shot.
24-7. Lady Bulldogs on top by 17. And almost losing the ball right here is Delasia Hurt Floyd. Alcorn State trying to stay within the pace of Alabama A&M. They'll swing it around to the corner. Here's a three-pointer right there by Hunkin Claytor. Her shot's off the mark. Long rebound goes to Hunkin Claytor. She passes inside, and they get the bucket right there.
Right, she got that. They scored off of a turnover that time. Anytime you have a live ball turnover, it's most of the time it's an easy basket.
Certainly. Here comes Walker now, bringing the ball up court. 5:45 to go in the first half.
Now, this is what Alcorn has done. I'll tell you.
24, Alcorn State 9. Let's go to Ajua Walker with our sideline report.
Mo, the Lady Bulldogs currently have a 15-point lead against Alcorn. Coach Thornton was really commending the girls for keeping up their defense and their momentum on the court and staying on the ball. Back to you guys.
Right. And now, Mo, before the break, one of the adjustments that Alcorn has made, they're still in the zone, but they went to a 3-2 zone.
Indeed, but apparently it still could not stop Moses Davenport as she pulls up in the paint and hits to give her team a 17-point lead.
Right. Moses got it in the middle of the defense. They're not getting it down on the block anymore because of the 3-2. You got two defenders down on the block now.
Indeed. Here's a drive right there by Leah Houston. And
coming into play, Mo. They got the bigger team, and they're playing big.
Indeed. At the free throw line.
Mo?
Misses the second free throw. Anaya Palmer coming down with the rebound. Vanessa Wimberly pushes up court real quick and then dumps it off to Kayla Walker. Wimberly now has the rock. Alabama A&M running a little motion with the high-low post situation. Walker's going to take the three-pointer, and it's good from downtown Huntsville. Kayla Walker giving her team a 19-point lead here inside of the event center. Alcorn State trying to taking one in the chest and then hitting the floor, but you got it up quick. There, 4:30 to go here in the first half. Alabama A&M rocking their all-black uniforms with white numbers and white letters and the Bulldogs logo on their chest. And here is a shot right there on the... So here's Palmer now coming up. First free throw attempt is up, and it's true. I'll go ahead and pull them up after these free throws are attempted. Palmer going 2 for 2. 31-10 is our brand new score. Lady Bulldogs on top by 3 touchdowns if you're a football fan.
Most of the time, if you football, you probably could feel real good about yourself. But as long as the three-point shot is out there in basketball, you still got to be on the P's and Q's. And here goes the three right.
Speaking of three-pointers, Lauren Nelson knocking down her second three-pointer of the evening. She's now 2 of 3 from behind the downtown stripe. 31-13 is now an 18-point lead for Alabama A&M. A&M's going to go to the high post and honored for scoring her 1,000th career points as a collegiate basketball player. Congratulations to her.
That's a great accomplishment, man. 1,000-point club.
Indeed. So here's Alcorn. They're going to try to go in to the paint. The turnaround jumper this time is off the mark by Nelson, and we got a whistle to be a loose ball foul.
Get out of the game.
Of course. And I mean, look, Coach Nate Kilbert.
Yeah.
He's a veteran.
Yes.
He understands that Kayla Walker is the preseason player of the year. And he also knows that right now with his team being down, they've got to find a way to take away some momentum. And Walker is someone who continues to light a fire for Alabama A&M as the steal comes up for Alcorn State. And Henderson's going to finish on the other end with the fast break layup.
Right. They're trying to go to Beal on the high post for her to be the facilitator, but she's not handling that position very well because that's her second turnover from trying to create for her teammates.
Walker, another three-pointer from the near wing is up and true. 34-15. We're under 3 to go. Nelson with the ball on the other end. Ball tapped away and it is stolen by Moses Davenport.
Yep, good hands by Alabama A&M that time.
Here's Anaya Palmer. She goes it inside to Davenport. Davenport with the left hand and scores in the paint. Moses Davenport is having herself a day. 12 points on 6 of 8 shooting along with 7 rebounds. Alabama A&M on top back by 21.
Right. Great pass by Palmer.
Is Alcorn State trying to get something going. Layla Houston with the rock right now. She'll swing it around to EAK Polar. They try to go inside. Looking a little glee as far as what it was going to look like for him future-wise, and all of a sudden, boom, he gets his team to the SWAC championship in back-to-back seasons.
He didn't get a contract extension.
Correct. Hey, that's what you got to do, Coach.
Oh, yes.
You know that.
Oh, yes.
You know that for sure. Here's Kariah Beck. She'll dribbling it out, swinging around back over to Beal. Beal's going to drive inside, pull-up jumper off the mark. Ball goes
quick then was get Davenport back on the court.
Indeed, Moses Davenport has definitely been the glue keeping Alabama A&M together today. 12 points on 6 of 8 shooting and 7 rebounds. Here's Alcorn State now. Kiera Henderson being guarded by Davenport. She splits 2 defenders, throws it inside, and getting the bucket right there for Alcorn State is Leah Houston, the Gainesville, Florida native.
Right, that was a good slip by Alcorn State that time.
36-17 is the score. Wimberly's going to try to get it across court, and she does with 2 seconds to go. Now she's bringing it over to Kariah Beck. Beck driving inside, throws it up, and we're going to get one. Coach Nate wants to put on the free throw line. And that's why. 1:03 to go in the first half. Alabama A&M now on state. And it looks like Alabama A&M is going to throw a little full court press. Now they're going to back off on it.
They're just doing the token pressure to slow them up. But Alcorn don't want to run down the floor anyway.
Correct. We have seen that today. Houston now with the rock. So swing it over to Cheatham. Cheatham being guarded by Beal. 8 seconds to go on the shot clock. Here's Cheatham with the crossover. The step back jumper is up. No good, but they're going to get Bill on.
First time at the free throw line today.
Yeah, Alcorn has not taken a lot of free throws as Cheatham. No, they have not.
Only taking 5.
Second free throw off the mark. Hits the back on. Rebound goes to Anaya Palmer. 5 second difference between shot clock and game clock. Wimberly's going to bring it across half court.
You snapped in the face and everything.
Yeah, she did get it. And then kind of noticed that with a lot of student athletes this year.
Yeah.
That is true too, Coach. That is true too.
So now Alcorn can't. Coach Cuban's going to get his time out of
4. So Coach Margaret Richards and company getting into the win column for the first time in SWAC play.
Right. Spitting on the road. Now Alcorn is going to go for his last shot. Let's see what Coach Cuban is drawing up.
Desharia Hunt with the ball. 8 seconds to go. She wants to get it over to Hunt.
5 seconds to go, and he's going to still stay.
Here's Wimberly. Wimberly, 2 seconds to go. She's going to put up a long three-pointer off the mark. University with the Lady Bulldogs taking on the Lady Braves from Alcorn State.
Just a little inside info because I did get a chance to talk to Coach Cuban out there. He says if he thinks if his ladies can hit a couple of baskets, they'll be okay. Then it'll bring them back.
All right, here's a drive inside right there, and it's off the mark by Henderson. And then we're going to have a loose ball foul on Alcorn. Correct. Here comes Kayla Walker bringing the ball up court for Alabama A&M on the evening. Walker She's got 8 points. She's the second leading scorer for the team and also in the game, right behind Moses Davenport with 12 points. Speaking of Davenport, she's got the ball right now. She's going to try to dribble inside. Kick it over to Nia Palmer. Palmer with the one-handed, and it is good.
Right, this shot, all Palmer did is just turn this shot over. Right, she has a height advantage, and she used that to her advantage that time.
9:11 to go. Alabama A&M 41, Alcorn State 18.
Right, they're still being delivered on the offensive end, so they better put some shots down, else they won't catch up.
Is Hunkin Claytor. Her shot way off the mark. Rebound corralled by Moses Davenport. Davenport now has 8 rebounds, 2 away from a double-double.
Yeah, and I think she's a walking double-double. I think every time she can step on the floor, she can do that.
Walker from downtown Huntsville. Kayla Walker with the three-pointer. Her team now on top 44-18 in the early moments here of the third quarter.
And Alabama A&M, they're doing it on both ends of the floor. They're doing it offensive and defensively.
All right, we've got a foul away from the ball right. And, of course, this game is very, very important. Alcorn State, one of 2 teams in the SWAC that's actually still undefeated in league play. Off the miss right there, it'll be Henderson. The team is Southern, who's in action today against Florida A&M. Lady Bulldogs puts them right in position to be in second place.
Right, because they got to work because they lost that game in Valley, so they got to keep pace.
Correct. Henderson misses the second free throw, gets her own rebound, and then the shot is blocked by Moses Davenport. Still Mississippi on that foul.
They can ill afford to lose her now because Cheatham is their leading scorer on the season. She's not having a great game today.
Yeah, on the evening, Cheatham Allen's got 3 points. She is 1 of 5 from the field, 0 of 3 from three-point range. Here's a drive by Beal. Her shot's off the mark, but she will go to the free.
My stuff packed up and out of this arena. That young lady was back on the court with a basket working now, and I like that.
Correct, and Beal is a former SWAC Impact Player of the Week in the women's basketball division. Knocking down the free throws is Beal. Alabama A&M on top 46-18 now.
Dogs have played this man-to-man defense really tough all day.
Here's Hunkin Claytor, and she knocked 21 points, down by 23 to Alabama A&M. It looks like Lady Bray is going to try to throw a little pressure. Kayla Walker's going to throw it across court to Beal. She'll get it over to McIntosh. Ball tapped around. McIntosh got the rock, but they're going to call a loose ball foul. And just the fact that Palmer's gravity, created more of a buzz in that situation. Here come the Lady Braves now. Shara Hunt gets it over to Cheatham. Cheatham tries to spin in the lane, nothing doing. She'll kick it back over to Hunkin Claytor. Tries to knock down another.
The glass, they're out rebounding Alcorn 26 players.
Davenport now with 9 rebounds for Alabama A&M. 1 rebound shy of a double. Here's Lakia Beal. She wants to get inside to McIntosh, nothing doing, so they'll kick it back out over to Walker as Walker gets it down to about 10 seconds to go on the shot clock. She's got a screen going either way. 6 seconds to go. She's going to get a shot off very quickly. Walker pulls up for 3 points, hits the front iron, and it's rebounded by Alcorn State.
Right, they took it all the way down. Open shot, just didn't drop for it.
Here's another open shot for Alcorn State, and it is good by Hunkin Claytor. Her second three-pointer in a matter of minutes for Alcorn. They trail by 22. McIntosh gets the rock. Gets it back over to Walker. Walker's going to reset. McIntosh with the ball in front of her bench. Oh, she tries to go inside to
because she had the defender right where she needed it.
Palmer and Davenport are going to take a seat. Belton and Griffin checking into the game for Alabama A&M. Also into the game for Alcorn State is going to be number 10. That's Delia Hurt Floyd. Young lady from Compton, California, West Coast. She'll swing it back over to Cheatham. Cheatham now gets into the rock of Lauren Nelson. Nelson thought about a shot and said she'll kick it out over to Hunkin Clater. Got to go inside, and there's a big block right there by Rakaya Beal. Let them know what happened.
And that gives Coach Kilbert a chance to change his out of bounds.
Right. Henderson gets it over to Cheatham. Cheatham throws it up, and it won't hit the rim. Remember, Davenport is one rebound shy of a double. They get it over to McIntosh, and then McIntosh has her shot rejected right there by Nelson. Then loose ball is corralled by Hurt Floyd. He's going to get to the paint, pull up, nothing doing, and with a little contact right there in the paint. Still a lot of contact, and then finally they're going to get a... So here's Walker, 5 minutes to go in the third quarter. Walker coming off the screen from Davenport. And she'll lose the ball. Hurt Floyd comes up with the steal. Nice pass over to Cheatham. She's going to go underneath the basket, kick it out over to Hunkin Clater. Her three-pointer is up, but it's off the mark. Palmer coming down with the rebound. Alabama A&M's got numbers. Here's Palmer. Makes the late dish over the... Let's go to Ajua Walker.
Really going to want to make a comeback within the second half of the game. Coach really wants the girls to stay on the ball and keep their eyes on the target.
Yep.
All right, Ajua Walker with the Bulldogs All Access Sideline Report here on SWAC TV.
Right, and they do still have their eye on the target.
Indeed, Anaya Palmer scoring on that last possession for Alabama A&M. Makes it 48-24. And then Palmer coming up with the steal. Palmer going to try to take it coast to coast, and she does.
Oh, I thought she'd take it off for the dunk on that one.
Look, I know she can get up there because I've seen her do it from time to time.
Yep.
But also, I think she wanted to go for the easiest points available, too, in that situation.
Yeah, good job by Palmer.
50-24 is our brand new score. Huntin Clater. Nice pass inside to Henderson, and she almost loses it. Instead, she'll kick it out to Cheatham. Cheatham tries a three-pointer, hits the front iron. Ball tapped around, and looks like we're going to have a whistle. No serve. And I know you're speaking on that from a coach's perspective.
Right.
A coach who knows, Coach Nate Gilbert, for a long time. Here's a turnaround jumper that's up and off the mark right. 2 of those points have come from the free throw line. She also has 5 rebounds, 1 assist, and 2 steals.
And then you think about it, their leading scorer, Cheatham. She only has 3
points.
Yeah.
1 of 6 from the field, 0 of 4 from three-point range. Here's Davenport setting a screen. Beal goes behind the back, almost loses the ball for a second. It's recovered, though, by McIntosh for Alabama A&M. Kayla Walker now has the ball. She'll try to apply for a medical since it did happen before conference play. A&M going inside right here, and I dump off in the dish to Griffin, but her shot is blocked by Alcorn State's Hunkin Clater. They throw it up court, and then the shot is blocked right there by Kariah Beck, but they're coming down. She catches the wrist and forearm, and that's where they're going to get it most times. Right down for Alcorn State, Kiara Henderson, the grad from Fort Worth, Texas. She goes 1 of 2 from the charity stripe, and there's Moses Davenport with another rebound, and she officially has a double-double with 12 points and 10 rebounds.
And so now Alabama A&M can control the clock a little bit.
Here's Beck. She's going to try a three-pointer from the near wing, and it's good from downtown Huntsville. 53-25 is our brand new score. Lady Bulldogs on top by 28. And there's going to be So Griffin right here in front of our broadcast booth is going to take it out. She'll get it over to Wimberly, who just took that charge, now being guarded by the young lady who the charge was called on. We'll get in the hands of Kariah Beck now, part of the 1,000-point club. Career-wise, she tries to go inside to Davenport. Davenport corrals it, scores, and 1 for Moses Davenport.
And that fired up Coach Don Thornton over there, too. McIntosh defends. She gets up in people. She makes them uncomfortable when they have the ball.
You're absolutely right. And Cheatham now goes to the bench. She's got 4 personal fouls. So that's the second game in a row we've seen basically one of the top scorers for the opposition, be in foul trouble.
Right.
Same position. She's got 4 personal fouls with 1:51 to go in the third quarter.
Yep, that's going to hurt Alcorn there to try to get back in this game.
Here come the Lady Braves right now. They got the rock over to Henderson, and we got another whistle.
And that's because of all the pressure the Bulldogs from Alabama A&M are applying.
It's missed right there by Alcorn State. Let's see what happens on the second one. It's good. 56-26, 30-point lead in favor of Alabama A&M. Here come the Bulldogs, moving from right to left on your television screen, or mobile device, or iPad. Or you watch Swag TV, we appreciate it. Nice dish inside. And 1:24 to go on the game clock. Alabama A&M will take it out underneath their own basket. Davenport wants to rock, and she's got it along the baseline. She'll kick it out over to Kariah Beck. Beck going through the lane, driving, cannot finish. There's a scrum for the ball, and Beck actually gets her own rebound. And we've got a whistle. Now for the Lady Bulldogs, going to be Kayla Irvin. She's actually going to take the ball out with 17 seconds to go on the shot clock. She'll get it in over to Vanessa Wimberly, being guarded by Desharia Hunt. Lady Bulldogs are trying to work it inside the Davenport, nothing doing, and then we're going to have another foul. Scoring club.
That did put her over 90.
Second free throw attempt. It's off the front iron. Long rebound corralled by Alcorn State's Maya Hunkin-Clater.
And Maya's been stroking that 3 for Alcorn.
She really has. Now Alcorn tries now for Alcorn State University. Going to get a little out from Mississippi Delta Community College. Misses both free throws, but Alcorn State was able to corral the rebound off the missed shot, and then we're going to have a of Alcorn State to get the phonetic breakdown of that, because for those that know me, you know Kay Polar. However, she misses the first free throw. Let's see what she does on the second one. It's up, and it's good. 56-27 is the score. We're under a minute to go here in the third quarter.
And she's right on her average of 50 from the free throw line. 1 out of 2.
So here's Wimberly running the offense. She'll swing it over to Beck. Beck coming off the screen right now. Beck driving. And she'll miss the shot, but she'll go back over to the free throw line. Kariah Beck at the free throw line right now for Alabama A&M. First free throw. Well, she's dribbling a little bit more than what she usually does. That one goes down, though. Yeah, she only does like 2 dribbles on average and then puts it up. 57-27 is our score. Lady Bulldogs on top by 30. Shot clock and game clock are nearly identical, but not anymore, because that's a steal by Moses Davenport. Wimberly's going to bring the ball up court with 17 seconds to go. Palmer sets the screen for Wimberly. They throw it inside to Davenport, and they're going to get Nelson on the...
Doing a great job of that all day long.
Free throw attempt by... Up. Oh, it's no good. Rebound goes to Alcorn State. They've got 4 seconds to go. They'll get in the hands of Hunt. Hunt will have to put it off. It's good if it goes at the buzzer. No, it's no good. 1 quarter to go. Alabama A&M on top by 30 points. Coach Van Pettaway and Mo Carter. Let's go to Ajua Walker now. Ajua.
Currently have 10 minutes left in this game. Coach really wants them to lock in and secure the win.
Short and simple, right, Coach?
Very simple, very simple.
Yes, sir. Here's a drive right there by E.A.K. Polar, but her shot is off the mark. Then there's a steal right here by Hunt. Hunt's going to take it and finish with the righty layup on the coast-to-coast layup. 57-29.
That was Irvin with that left-handed pass, and she didn't have enough on it that time. The defender was able to just shoot the gap.
Kayla Walker coming off the double screen from Belton and Davenport. Davenport wants it at the high post. Instead, they'll go inside to Belton in the low post. Belton scores!
Right, there's nothing Alcorn can do with a play like that. That's why they didn't want to play man-to-man, because they know that they can't match up.
59-29. It's now a 30-point game once again in favor of the maroon and white. Here's Lauren Nelson. She's going to pull up from outside the paint. No good. A rebound goes to Alcorn week to week. But I imagine because of the grind of the Southwestern Athletic Conference schedule, you'll see that from time.
Kilburn, he does not like that. Most coaches don't, because you practice the out-of-bounds plays over and over again.
Well, the other thing, too, Coach, is that she wasn't even defended on the play. Here's Kayla Walker. She'll take a three-pointer in and out. Even with a 30-point game, she's still going to coach them tough.
Oh, yeah, you still got to. Still got to coach it till that final horn goes off.
Here's Bill with the pump fake. She'll kick it back out over to Kayla Walker. Walker's going to just dribble it out and just reset. Gets the screen from Davenport. Gets another screen from Davenport. Walker takes it inside, and we've got some contact. Surprisingly, actually, Walker is 8:23 to go here as Walker connects on both.
Yep, Palmer takes Belson's spot this time.
So here come the Lady Braves. Henderson drives in the lane. She'll kick it back out over to Nelson. Nelson with the running floater. Nothing doing. Another rebound for Davenport. That's now 12 for her to go along with her 15 points.
And that's what you want to see out of your post player. You want to see them productive on both ends of the floor.
Samaya McIntyre kicks it out over to Davenport. Davenport with a three-pointer. Moses Davenport, what a day she is having. 18 points now for the super senior to go along with those 11 rebounds.
And prior to that, she was 0 for 4 from the three-point line. Well, I know she's happy to see that one go in.
Now here's a drive inside by Alcorn's Henderson, and she'll score when needed.
Right.
Henderson at the free throw for you.
Right, and she's missed a couple today.
I feel like the big bulk of community colleges are either in Mississippi, Texas, Kansas, or Nebraska.
Yeah.
7:07 to go here in regulation. Davenport's going to try another three-pointer. This time, nothing doing. So a nice crowd here on hand today inside the event center. For game one, 30 minutes following the conclusion of the women's game, we'll have the men's game. Braves against Bulldogs. Here's a three-point attempt by Alcorn State. Nothing doing. Rebound goes to Rakaya Beal.
Bill's just building her resume with stuff in the stats.
Another three-pointer by Walker, and it is good.
That's why we keep you connected, so you can tackle anything that's thrown your way. Smile, you're on cricket.
Off the free throw line and secure more rebounds.
All right. Out in front, 67-31. And as you were looking during the commercial break, everybody was doing the 6-7.
Right, but you know what? When they were questioning that three-point shot,
yeah, they were.
They could have taken that point back now.
They could have, Coach. They really could have. Thankfully, it was not taken off of the board. Here's a way deep three-pointer. It is good by Kayla Walker. Good God Almighty, that was Caitlin Clark distance.
Yep. No-go three for Kayla.
Man, oh man. Here's a drive, and the ball is blocked out of bounds. 41 is our brand new score. Walker now with the game high 19 points.
Yeah. And the Bulldog faithful are having fun, man.
Certainly.
And then we see one of...
Hey, so we got Ruben Perez, former assistant athletic director here.
Yes.
In the building today. He's now a high-ranking official in the SIAC front office.
Right. And I want to send out a shout-out to one of the best employees at Alabama A&M. That's Mr. Brian Howard. A little under the weather. And we just want him to know that we miss him, and we love him, and we're thinking about him.
Indeed, yeah. Get well soon, Brian. We certainly do miss having you on the baseline, but we understand you're still working from afar, and we're going to have a tough foul.
Getting some of them off the floor.
Walker trying to get it in. Ball deflected off of the inbounds, and it is stolen right there by Irene E.A.K. Polar.
Yeah, Irene did a good job of picking it up that time.
Elijah Hunt Floyd now with the rock. 13 seconds to go on the shot clock. Lady Braves down by 39. Here's a three-pointer from the corner, in and out. Rebound goes to Kayla Walker for Alabama A&M. Here's a three-pointer by Wimberly. Air ball. Rebound. So here's Palmer off the inbounds. Step back jumper. Lots of contact. Nothing doing. Off glass. This time no good, though, by Anaya Palmer. Rebound goes to E.A.K. Polar. And Wimberly tries to steal it away from her. Not.
Right. That ball pressure.
Good ball pressure. Absolutely. Yes. That shows up on the film when you go back and look at it.
The Lady Bulldogs are doing a good job of jumping to the ball.
As the Lady Braves try, of course, the last two times these two teams faced each other was in the SWAC tournament last year. All A&M.
Mo, you think maybe the Lady Bulldogs remember that?
Oh, I'm pretty sure they do, for sure. You know, especially players like Moses Davenport and Kayla Walker and Palmer, who are all part of that team.
And then, of course, you got Coach Thornton over there who led the team. So
correct.
He's like, okay.
Correct. Oh. Palmer throws it inside to Davenport. Davenport is triple teamed, and eventually they've got to call a foul.
And then they ran into the Jaguars.
Yeah, Coach Carlos Funches and company coming up with a victory over Alcorn State to win the SWAC championship in the city of Atlanta. Gateway Arena. Here's a drive right here, but that's going to be a charge on Leah Houston. I initially thought it was a charge because basically everybody was getting up and moving to the other side of the court like it was. In the meantime, back to action. Beal with the pull-up jumper. Hits the front iron. No good. Hurt Floyd running the court. She'll throw it up, and then Jaslyn Johnson will get the easy bucket off the fast break.
Right. Now, Alcorn look pretty good when they're in transition, so maybe Coach Gilbert may want to readdress that. Instead of walking the ball up the floor, go ahead and get some easy points.
Here's Alabama A&M doing a lot of dribble and handoff now. And Kayla Walker almost loses the ball. Instead, she'll pull up for 3 points, and that won't go through them. Hits the front iron. 2:48 to go. 2:48 to go in this one. Lady Bulldogs all over the Lady Braves.
I would really like to see Coach get Walker off of the floor because, you know, she's prone to those head injuries.
A 80-57 victory today over Arkansas Pine Bluff. Off the inbounds ball was tipped, however, it is corralled by Alcorn State. Delasia Hurt Floyd. So still a lot of basketball left to play in this conference schedule for both of these teams.
Right. It's still a long season, man.
Oh, indeed. Indeed. A very, very long season for sure. But you and I know this as best as it comes. It goes quick.
Season, and it gives the regular season champ and that runner-up.
Here on SWAC TV by Alabama A&M fans, and also SWAC TV just in general. Remember, SWAC TV's only been in play for about 5.5 going into month 6.
Yeah.
And over 28 million minutes watched.
Yeah.
Now I can speak upon this as someone who actually works in television media. When it comes to the digital products, it's all about the minutes watched. It's not about the viewers like it is for linear television. It's all about minutes watched. So the fact that you've had 28 million minutes across the Furbish football tonight with 19 points, 6 of 14 from the field, 5 of 12 from three-point range. She played 35 minutes this evening as we approach the 1 minute and 30-second mark.
Now, Mo, the viewership is real important.
Bank shot right there by McIntosh is good. What you're saying, Coach?
No, the viewership is real important when they looking at SWAC Digital Network.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely. The viewership is not just important, but it also gives the Southwestern Athletic Conference an upper hand when it comes to dealing with marketing things and also getting other ad agencies on board.
Okay.
You know, clearly a lot of conferences have ESPN Plus because of the availability of it. And of course, the SWAC does have a, whatchamacallit, with the ESPN family of networks, but because the SWAC has its own network, it's not so much a pennies on the dollar situation anymore. And having that viewership and then going to the table, and none of that can be done because we'll be in the mix. The SWAC Outdoor Track and Field Championships will also be in the mix, being live on SWAC TV. You'll hear a familiar voice for those broadcasts as well.
Yep. I tune in to get some of that action, especially the sprints. The track.
So fun to be a part of, and I've been honored to, you know, be calling track and field for the last few years within this conference. So, you know, shout out to Andrew Roberts and Dr. Charles McClellan for giving me that opportunity in the mix. So, yeah, it's going to be a fun time, and we'll definitely see a lot of athletes make it happen. Of course, a good friend, Wayne Cartwright, with the From the Hill.
Third offensive foul Wembley has taken today. She knows how to position herself.
Indeed. We've seen two right here in front of the broadcast booth, and now that's the third. Wembley's going to just bring it across court, and is just going to let the time roll out. 76-34 is going to be our final score here inside the Alabama A&M Event Center. Lady Bulldogs are going to improve to 7-9 on the season, but most importantly,